up, boys? Today we gonna be reacting to the most spoon-fed anime characters. Mind you, hold up. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. That's fine though. Let's get into the video.
Spoon-fed, Nepo baby, somebody who has a trust fund. When you hear any of these terms, you just start to get jealous. Your skin starts to itch and you feel moisture coming down from your forehead. Your scalp feels like the beach sand on a hot summer day in Florida, just ready to erupt and explode with the heat that it's producing, because we all don't like Nepo babies. The minute they popped out the womb, they had $10 million waiting to be added into their bank account when they became old enough to open up a bank account. And there's many anime characters who suffer from this fate as well. Didn't have to work for anything, just kick back. They can relax and know that they'll remain the strongest at the end of the day. So today we're not glazing the Nepo babies like the anime loves to glaze them and like the authors love to glaze them. We're hating on the Nepo babies. And for Nepo baby number 1, we have Ichigo Kurosaki. When you hear the term Nepo baby in anime, this is the first person who comes to mind. This guy was not birthed in a regular womb. Not only does he have Soul Reaper blood running in his veins because his dad was a Soul Reaper, he has Quincy blood running in his veins because his mom was a Quincy. And guess what? His mother got infected by Hollow STD, so he has Hollow powers as well. A genuine lab experiment. That is what Ichigo Kurosaki is. Now, if you haven't seen Bleach, let me explain to you why his powers are so crazy. You'll be blown back in a few seconds. Ichigo started off as a regular student. He didn't know his dad was a Soul Reaper. He didn't know his mom was a Quincy until one day he realized, hey, I have the ability to see things that other people aren't seeing. Maybe I have to do something about this. And when Rukia was fighting a Hollow but got injured and couldn't handle the fight anymore, she had to transfer her Soul Reaper powers to Ichigo. This dude doesn't know how to wield a sword. No sword experience. It's like if me or you went out there on an NBA court and just started playing basketball with the GOAT. We wouldn't last. It's like if me or you went out to play baseball with the GOATs. We wouldn't last. We would get hit by a 100-mile-per-hour fastball. And since I love doing this type of stuff in threes, I'm just gonna say for the love of the game, it's like if me or you hopped on Fortnite and tried to play an FNCS. We would get fried. But no, Ichigo somehow defeats the Hollow. And this isn't that crazy to say. I mean, he had an innate ability to do this. But let's fast forward to the Soul Society arc. After Ichigo gets put in his place, we're like, oh, okay, there's limits to Ichigo's power. Maybe he's not that strong. Ichigo proved us all wrong. Ichigo had a fight with Kenpachi, and they glazed Kenpachi as one of the strongest. This guy is so strong, mind you, he doesn't even use his Shikai. What is this? Let me check my notes. He doesn't even have a Shikai yet. But somehow when Ichigo Kurosaki goes to fight Kenpachi himself, he ends up bringing the match to a draw. I don't know how he did it, but somehow he managed to do it. But no, if you thought that was it, that's not it. Prior to this fight, he fought a Renji who had a Bankai, activated said Bankai, and lost to said Shikai. Okay, I mean, it's cool. Renji's a fraud. We all know this. He's a bum. Yoruichi is hyping up Ichigo during his Bankai training, saying, oh, it takes people years to get their Bankai, but if you want to save Rukia, dude, you're gonna have to learn how to do this in 3 days. Bow. He learns how to use Bankai in just 3 days. I'm not gonna lie, if you guys aren't seeing the spoon-fed vibes, I don't know what else to say. But when it finally comes time for Rukia's execution date, everybody thinks she's getting taken off the map. No, Ichigo decides to just pull up in a cleaner fit, cooler sword, stronger spiritual pressure. The lieutenants decide to fight him real quick because they're like, hey, this dude isn't as strong as they say he is. Little did they know, every stroke of Kubo's pen, he was glazing Ichigo more and more as he went down the page. He takes out every single lieutenant by himself. Ooh, he gets his rematch with Byakuya. He flexes on him with flash steps real quick. It's looking like a neck-and-neck fight. Ichigo wins the fight. Yeah, you know, what makes this man such a spoon-fed Nepo baby is the fact that it's basically his first day out here, because this was his first time entering the Soul Society, and he decided, hey, let me just run through the Soul Society and destroy everybody, dude. Captains, I don't care. Has Ichigo even been a Soul Reaper for a year at this point? He went under as much training as it takes a kid to play Mary Had a Little Lamb on the piano. He was a rookie moving out here like he was a veteran. So when you're talking about spoon-fed characters, Nepo babies, if Ichigo is not in the debate, you're not truly talking about a spoon-fed character. And that's within the first 100 episodes, given I've only seen the...
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I like low-key stop watching Bleach, cause bro, he's part of every bloodline, bro. This nigga a Quincy, he's a Soul Reaper, and he's a Hollow. How the fuck are you the 3 races? Like, no, how are you all of the 3 races in one body? Like, this shit just don't make sense to me, but okay.
The first 100 or so episodes of Bleach. I can't go on further to say what he does later on in the series, but I'm sure I'll find some more bull that he does. But let me get off of Ichigo's head and let me move to somebody else. The next Nepo baby we have on the list is Satoru Gojo himself. I don't know much I have to say about Gojo. We all know he's a Nepo baby, but let's see how his Nepo journey got him to where he was. Season 1. The strongest sorcerer in history, Sukuna. Yuji ate one of his fingers. Gojo pieced him up. He even sat on the guy. He put Sukuna on the same level as Potential Man himself. He was literally staring at him eye to high. But how does this explain Nepo Baby? How does this explain spoon-fed? This is just aura. This is just an empowering moment. Let's go to Gojo's birth. Gojo was born with the 6 eyes, born with one of the strongest techniques you could have in the world. And why was he born with it? For the love of the game. We just wanted Gojo to be strong. He has infinite cursed energy, and people talk about him in the anime as if he's the answer to every problem you could have ever had. It doesn't even have to deal with fighting. Yo, Gojo, I got a problem with my PC, dude. Could you fix it? Gojo would somehow find a way to fix it. Yo, Gojo, my girl's been cheating on me lately with people that look better than me. Could you fix it? Gojo would somehow, with his looks, convince that girl to get back with her ex. Yo, Gojo, my money's been tight, dude. I've just been running out lately. Gojo would hand you $1 million on the spot. That's how they talk about Gojo in this anime. Let's move on to season 2. This grown man Toji had beef with the child due to the fact that he usually went unnoticed due to his lack of cursed energy. When he saw that someone looked back at him, he wasn't a fan of that. And when he got the contract, when he got the go to kill Gojo, he was ready to do so. Toji catches Gojo off guard at his school. Gojo may use Lapis Blue to try to catch Toji, but Toji's moving too fast so he can't catch him. And before Gojo realized it, it was too late. Toji was in his personal bubble and he took a knife to the neck. So yeah, like any normal person, Gojo would die on the spot. Cause I mean, dude, the sword negates cursed techniques. So it negated his infinity ability, which allowed Toji to stab him in the throat. And in that point, he was just a regular dude. After Toji finally got the job finished, he's walking home, thinking to himself, hey, I might drop this on some lottery tickets. I might hit the slot machine in Las Vegas. I might buy some zebra cakes for the love of the game. I don't know what I'll do with my money. Gojo somehow is still alive face to face with this guy after being stabbed in the throat. And now he's reached another level to his ability of awakening. As he was dying, he decided, hey, yo, what if I just use reverse curse technique? That's kind of a new thing I've been working on, dude. It'd be so awesome if I could just pull that off and save myself. Has Gojo ever lifted a weight in his life? Was he just born knowing how to fight and being strong? But no, with Gojo, that's not even all. There's still more to his Nepo Baby story. Cause yeah, he takes Toji off the map in a heartbeat, you know, hits him with a quick hollow purple and leaves him standing there. But let's move on even further. Before we go on further in his Nepo Baby story, let's just talk about the fact that they were literally opening veils that everybody could enter and leave freely, but Gojo couldn't enter. Not only is he spoon-fed in his ability, they're just spoon-feeding him with aura lobs. But moving on to the Shibuya incident, they had to jump Gojo in the train station with people around him so he couldn't use his abilities to his fullest potential, and guess what he did? He still took Hanami out of the game. Simply, Jogo was about to be next, but that's when the true jumping began. Gojo still manages to use his domain expansion though, because he just found out, hey, yo, let me use a 0.2 domain expansion instead of the full one, so I can use my ability to take them off the map, and shoot, I'll still be safe. And in the end, when they finally caught Gojo in the prison realm, that's when they decided, hey, we can finally wreak havoc, dude. The strongest in the world is gone. We can do whatever we want to do now. Curses just started running around the world. They decided, hey, let's get the calling game started off, and it's all because the 6-eyed spoon-fed Nepo Baby was locked up. Had Gojo have not been caught by all of those people on that day, these curses wouldn't be bold enough to do what they're doing. And even Jujutsu High started making their moves. They're saying, hey, the people Gojo was protecting, you know, let's just kill them now. I mean, the only reason we were keeping them alive is because Gojo was here to protect them, but now that he's gone, let's just get to killing our own. Gojo was truly given one of the strongest, if not the strongest ability in Jujutsu Kaisen, and he didn't even have to train for it. He just got a lucky spawn point. They basically call Gojo LeBron James while Sukuna is Michael Jordan. But enough talk about the blue-eyed, white-haired Nepo Baby that could take your girl if he was real. Let's move on to the next one. We have to talk about a surprising Nepo Baby that a lot of you guys might not even know, but his name is Toma from a certain magical index. Now listen, by no means am I saying Toma is the strongest in the series, but when you take a look at his ability, you have to put him in some uncomfortable conversations. Let me give you a rundown on things real quick. Basically, in this world, you live in a city full of espers ranging from level 1 to level 5. Toma, which is a level 0, the lowest rating you can be in the city, mind you, with his right hand, he has the ability to negate everything that he touches. If your ability is called the Terrorizer 3000 and it shoots out something as small as an airsoft pellet that when it hits you, it takes your life away and everybody you've ever known, if Toma touched that with his right hand, it wouldn't work. If your ability is to drop bread out of your pocket every time you lean to the side a little, if Toma touched your pocket, all that money would be gone. You would be broke. I don't have another random chairman key scenario, so you're just gonna have to live with that. Like I said before, his ability can negate anything he touches. One of the strongest espers in the series named Mikoto Misaka, I know you've seen her famous clip where she flips the coin and shoots out lightning because it was in every anime AMV edit during quarantine. First day out here, she tries to attack Toma, but guess what he does? He puts his right hand out, he stops her ability. And if you thought that was it, he's not getting attacked by just espers. He gets attacked by sorcerers too. The first one to come after him is this red-haired dude named Style. He's kind of cold, you know, I kind of rock with him. But he has the ability to use fire. He can't use that fire against Toma, but this was his first challenge because he set up something around the area named runes. And if you don't locate the runes and get them away, point, you can't get rid of his ability. Even if it couldn't damage Toma, it was still looking a little frightening, but he just turned on the sprinklers to get all of the runes out the way, and Style got knocked out. But the craziest thing that Toma did with his ability, Index was going through a little situation where they had to wipe her memory at the start of each and every year, and she forgot everybody that she knew. But Toma said, hey, I don't like the fact that you guys are doing this. So the day that they had to wipe her memory and Index went into autopilot mode and she was about to attack Toma, all he did was touch her with his right hand to stop her ability to stop the mind erasure procedure from having to even go on, so she could keep her memories for as long as she lived. But he also lost his memories in the process. But win-lose, he decides to fight Accelerator for Mikudo's sake, so Accelerator's just move spamming, destroying everything in his vicinity. One touch from Accelerator and Toma loses the fight. So when Accelerator dashes in, Toma just punches him. He says it's a lucky shot. He goes in again, gets punched again. And obviously, since Accelerator is faster than Toma, it's in his name. So after he gets hit with an ABA combo, Toma's just piecing him up with the right, with the left. Maybe a switch up, he'll hit him with the, I don't even.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
Don't even know what I was about to say. He decides to end the fight by manipulating the area around him, but it does nothing. No effect on Toma. He gets back up and he walks down Accelerator before Accelerator decides to stand up and start chanting some weird spell. Mind you, let me give you some lore on Accelerator real quick. Information dump. Accelerator is a level 5 Esper. They're trying to make the first level 6. Like I said before, Toma's a level 0. Accelerator's just been farming clones of Mikudo so he can get his level up, and Toma wasn't too happy about this. I resume the fight. Mikudo tries to stop the fight, but Toma says he has to get it done himself. After Mikudo cancels out his ability, Accelerator goes in for the kill shot on Toma, but he catches his hand and pushes him out the way, and with one punch to the face, he sends Accelerator flying all the way back to Mikudo. That is one spoon-fed ability if I've ever seen it before. I'm not hating on my GOAT Toma, but having the ability to negate anything you touch and being able to beat one of the strongest Espers, I mean, that's just crazy to me. But enough Toma. We have to move on to someone that I truly despise. For the next spoon-fed Nepo baby that all of us as a collective hate, we have Yuno from Black Clover itself. Now, if you've watched any of my videos, you may have heard of the hate that I have for Black Clover, but I'll give it its flowers. The elf arc was tough. The arc where they were in like the water kingdom or something underwater when they had to fight the lion looking dude, that arc was tough, but that's besides the point. We're not giving Black Clover any pros. We're looking at the cons, and the con is Yuno. I'm staring at him right now. From what I've seen in the show, we have not seen Yuno go on a training arc. We do see Asta, however, always doing push-ups. When he had both his broken arms, he was still training. He was on the grind. He wasn't letting up. But Yuno, no. From day one at the church they were raised at, even their adoptive siblings glazed Yuno. They didn't even like Asta. When it comes time to get their grimoire, the books glaze Yuno. They didn't glaze Asta. Well, technically they low-key glazed Asta because his ability is broken too. But in the world of Black Clover, his ability didn't look broken. And don't get me started on when he got Sylphie out of nowhere. He's got a wind spirit that happened to make him even stronger than Asta yet again. Yuno is the equivalent of Ferb if he could use magic. He probably says about 1 to 2 words every time he's on screen. He gets a power up and then he leaves the scene. They just use him to maintain the Black Clover agenda. He arrives to show Asta, hey, yo, I'm stronger than you. I got another power up. You better get one or I'm gonna leave you in the path. And moving on to that elf arc, this is what truly made me mad with Yuno. Everybody's getting taken over by elves. Cool. They can't control themselves. They're attacking their own party. Tell me why Yuno resists it, because he has elf blood in his system. If that isn't a gift given from the gods, if that isn't spoon-fed, I don't know what to tell you. Having that ability alone is like being Jeff Bezos' son. There's levels to the things you can do and no one will bat an eye. And rewind even further before that, when it came time to get picked to the Magic Knights division, obviously the go to the Magic Knights, he had OKC looking for him. Actually, not a lot of people like OKC, so since the Knicks just won, I'm gonna say he got recruited by the Knicks. Not only is Yuno just truly glazed in the Black Clover universe, but like I said with Gojo, the pen in the paper glazes him as well, giving him these power-ups we don't even see him working for, getting a 4-leaf grimoire just for the love of the game, being promoted to vice captain while Asta's still just a store runner. I mean, I don't know what else to say about Yuno. You know, everybody hates on Yuno, everybody dogs on Yuno, and it's for valid reason. He doesn't do the nonchalant act as good as Sasuke. He doesn't do the no communication as well as Ferb, and he doesn't use wind like Sinbad. But that's enough Yuno slander. I'll probably save some more for season 2, but he has to be one of the biggest Nepo babies of all time. But with that said, we have to move on to our final Nepo baby. For the final Nepo baby, I had to save the best for last. We have Reinhard Van Astrea. I could end the video right there. All I had to mention was his name. I don't have to go into what this guy did to even prove to you how much of a spoon-fed Nepo baby Reinhard is, but let me tell you, why not? Throughout the Astrea family, you have the ability of being the master swordsman and it's passed through generations. Reinhardt's grandmother Teresia was mid-fight in the White Whale's subjugation, and after Reinhardt was born, he was like, hold on, let me hold on to the Master Swordsman title real quick. And she ended up getting killed because she lost her ability to be the strongest in the world. Okay, I mean, spoon-fed from birth. He got spoon-fed in ability before he actually had a meal of his own. No formula, no baby food, straight Master Swordsman. He was probably swinging his baby toys with the force of the sword that Guts carries. But no, that's not all. That's not all. Reinhardt's sword is the biggest aura lob in history. It only draws itself when it finds someone worthy. So the fact that Reinhardt can cook you without using his sword because you're not worthy, that already means enough. When Subaru was in trouble, he called on Reinhardt. He protected him from the 3 thugs. When Subaru was at the loot house, he called on Reinhardt and he protected him from Elsa. But that's not even where things end. Reinhardt went on a little hiatus in season 2 for the aura, but we see him again in season 3. Subaru calls on Reinhardt for his fight with Regulus. And when Reinhardt walks into the room with Regulus, he's saying, oh, sorry, my sword doesn't even deem you as worthy. This guy Regulus is basically unkillable at this point, by the way, and it's not deeming him worthy. Just keep that thought on your head. Regulus threatens to kill all of his wives in the room. He says, I'll go on a mass divorce spree right now if you don't listen to what I'm about to tell you. And that's when he tells Reinhardt, if you can survive one attack from me, sure, I'll let Emilia go. Regulus kills Reinhardt on the spot. Reinhardt is dead. But guess what? The Master Swordsman ability, the Divine Protection, it revives him on the spot. So not only is this man just wickedly strong with a sword, no, he can revive himself as well. And rewind a little bit to earlier when they were in the boardroom having a meeting. Reinhardt got a new ability on the spot of telepathy. Yes, out of nowhere from just having a completely normal conversation, he got the ability to use telepathy because his Divine Protection decided so. And I don't even have the list of all his Divine Protections remembered, but if you just look at it on the screen, I mean, is this not nepotism? Is this not a spoon-fed ability? But moving on, as Reinhardt is just juggling Regulus out of the building and around the area, Regulus sends him to the moon. No, Reinhardt's stuck on the moon. What is he gonna do? He jumps back. The moon couldn't even hold him. He went to space. Guess what? He probably had a Divine Protection of holding his breath in space. What can't Reinhardt do at this point? Reinhardt is truly the Gojo of ReZero. Every time they mention something that seems near impossible, they have to say, oh, with the sole exception of Reinhardt, of course, except getting through the dunes because he actually couldn't do that. But yeah, they end up taking Regulus off the map as well, like it was light work. Bro, Reinhardt survived that. And yeah, Reinhardt goes against his grandma, the old Master Swordsman, and takes her off the map in a heartbeat. The sword deemed her worthy, but she got no diff. And then moving on, that's not even the last we've seen of Reinhardt in the show. This was only for a glimpse, a split second. But when Julius was fighting Reed himself, and Reed was saying, hey, you're not the main character, you're not built for this sword fight, we saw a flash of Reinhardt beating up a grown man in a sword fight as a kid. Need I say anymore? This guy barely had any basic training in his system, but the fact that he was just a Master Swordsman alone caused him to damage an old man, someone with years of experience, a veteran. Get this dude off of the front lines and put Reinhardt up there. He may be 6 years old, but he could probably drop countries and nations by himself. Need I say anymore? Look at the Divine Protections, look at his stats. He's unstoppable. I mean, there's nothing you can do to him. And that closes the list to spoon-fed Nepo babies in anime. Well, that's gonna do it for me. Let me explain